Hi, it's John. Welcome to my channel, EV Intuition, where I help you understand about electric vehicles. I give you the good and the bad, the pro and the con, all to help you make better decisions around electric vehicles. In today's episode, I'm completing my series of telling you about the advantages of owning an electric vehicle. In particular, the advanced technology that you find in many electric vehicles. So let's begin. As I begin this talk about the technology that you find in electric vehicles, it's important to point out that many of these advanced technologies can be found in internal combustion vehicles or gas vehicles also. The main reason I'm talking about this as an advantage for electric vehicles is that you'll find that the majority of electric vehicles have many of these advanced technology features. Now, the first advanced technology feature that I want to speak about is the larger displays. Many electric vehicles have a very sizable display panel on the dashboard. And most people like this addition of this large display. Mainly for myself and many other people that I've talked to, it's because when you're navigating, which I do a lot, the maps have a nice large area where they display. So you can see where you're going, where you're turning off, in very easy to read and see screen. So I think this is a nice advantage that many electric vehicles offer and that you'll enjoy also. Now, many of these advanced technology features that I'm talking about, I have talked about in other videos on electric vehicles, but I'm pulling them all together in this one vehicle because that is kind of a key of owning electric vehicles. They have a lot of these technologies. The second one I wanted to talk about is the over-the-air updates. As you know, electric vehicles have pretty advanced computing technology in them. And very often, as you purchase a vehicle, they'll get updates periodically to do a couple things. One, to fix problems that were found. And the second thing is to add new features. And the nice thing about over-the-air updates is you don't have to schedule an appointment at the dealership to get these. So they just come. Often you connect your vehicle to your home Wi-Fi, and when your vehicle is sitting in your driveway or in your garage, it checks occasionally for these updates and downloads them to your vehicle without you having to go anywhere. The next thing that I find with electric vehicles is that they tend to be loaded with more of the advanced safety features. For example, adaptive cruise control and lane centering tend to be very common on electric vehicles. But they also have blind spot warnings and backup camera indications of whether somebody is coming across you, often referred to as rear cross trafficking warnings. They also have forward collision warning and braking systems tied to them, which it makes that if you're heading straight towards an object or another vehicle, they can stop the vehicle for you, which is, once again, a very nice safety feature to have in an electric vehicle. A couple other advanced technology features that I like in electric vehicles. Now, I've owned two, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and I currently have the Tesla Model Y, and they both had this, and that is the one-pedal drive, where you don't really have to use the brake, only in cases of where you need to stop very quickly. But if you can anticipate that you need to slow down, you just take your foot slightly off the accelerator and it starts slowing you down, and it also regenerates electricity for your batteries. The other thing that both vehicles have and many other electric vehicles have is the auto brake hold. That means when you come to a red light and you're stopped in traffic, the system brakes and you can release your foot from the pedal, the accelerator pedal. So it gives you the opportunity to rest your foot and your leg while waiting at a traffic light. And I find this, once again, a very nice feature. The other thing that you'll find on a lot of electric vehicles, and also a lot of gas vehicles, which I think is a nice technology, and that is Android Auto and Apple Carplay. Now, you don't find them in all electric vehicles. For example, my Tesla Model Y does not have it, but many electric vehicles have it. Tesla replaces it with their own system for navigation and other applications. But I do think there's an advantage to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And what is that? Well, if you're not familiar with that feature, it allows you to use your phone's connectivity and applications within your vehicle and to display those features on your vehicle display. So various applications like maps or podcasts, apps that you listen to, or other music apps, things that you really enjoy on your phone sometimes can be displayed on your vehicle in board display, and you can enjoy those applications while you're driving your vehicle. One other feature that electric vehicles have is some of the enhanced self-driving or driver assist features. In my Ford Mustang, Ford had this technology called Blue Cruise, which it's kind of a combination of adaptive cruise control and lane centering, but they also have the ability to go even beyond that depending on what version of Blue Cruise that you're using. It can actually change lanes for you and move you back. Same thing with Tesla. Tesla has multiple versions of their, call it autopilot software. The base package is what I have, but with additional funds or paying to Tesla, you can get the plus version or the full self-driving, which once again gives you additional features that your car will do to move you through traffic without you driving the vehicle. Now, some people would never use that. I'm probably one that today I don't need that, but it's available to you in some of these electric vehicles like the Tesla, the Ford, and other car manufacturers give you these advanced driving technologies if you want to pay additional for them. Another area of technology that electric vehicles have, and in this case, gas vehicles don't have, is the ability to take some of the charge that's in that vehicle and use it to either power or charge other things. This technology is often referred to as V2V, that's the letter V to V, in the case of allowing a vehicle to charge another vehicle. For example, most electric vehicles have a very large battery. It can be anywhere from 60 to over 100 kilowatt hours of storage of energy in it. And let's say, for example, another vehicle needed a charge and there was no charger around. Well, if your vehicle had enough charge and supported V2V, in other words, vehicle to vehicle charging, you can help charge that other vehicle. Another capability is vehicle to load. For example, it's abbreviated V2TO, load being your house. For example, if your house lost power, which happens fairly often here in the Northeast due to ice storms or various wind storms that occur where fallen trees take down power lines. Instead of having a generator at your house, you can use your vehicle to supply the energy needed to power your house. So that's, once again, another really neat feature of having an electric vehicle. The other thing is vehicle to grid. There is the possibility that you can also take the energy in your vehicle and supply it back to the grid. For example, you can charge your vehicle and then provide that energy back to the grid if it's needed. in your neighborhood. In other words, back to your electric supplier. So once again, these capabilities of vehicle to X, meaning either vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to load, vehicle to grid capabilities, are currently only found in a couple electric vehicles or a handful of electric vehicles today. For example, the Ford F-150 Lightning was one of the first ones that came out with this technology. Now the Tesla Cybertruck also has capabilities like that, and there's probably a few other additional electric vehicles doing it today. So if that's something that would be advantageous to you, look for some electric vehicles that have that capability. And the last thing I was going to mention about the technology in electric vehicles is that of the cameras and sensors that you'll find on electric vehicles. For example, the Tesla has 9 cameras on it. Other vehicles have any number of various cameras, and they use those cameras to give you better views around your car. For example, one of the things I liked about my Ford Mach-E is that when I was parking, it would give me this 360-degree view of my vehicle. So I can see the line markings in the parking lot and the car in front of me, etc. It was very handy. Now the Tesla has some other advanced parking features, not like the 360 in the Ford Mach-E or the F-150 Lightning, but it also uses the cameras around it to show what is around you and show you the lines in a parking lot as you're trying to park a vehicle. So this parking assistance is, once again, a nice advantage of using the technology on electric vehicles. And I've also mentioned earlier that the Tesla has a very nice advantage of allowing you to access those cameras remotely. So if you're parked in a parking lot, you can view the cameras around your vehicle to see what is happening around your parked vehicle. And if you got in an accident with a Tesla, it is always storing some of those videos as you're driving. And so you can take some of those videos to indicate and show authorities what happened during the accident and who's at fault. So as I've said before, these advanced technologies that you find in electric vehicles, it is the totality of those features that makes electric vehicles, in my opinion, superior to most gas or internal combustion vehicles. So I hope you enjoyed this video about the advantages of the advanced technology in electric vehicles. This completes my series on the advantages of owning electric vehicles. I hope you enjoyed them. If you haven't seen the other ones, please check them out. Subscribe to my channel, give me a like. Now I'm going to be beginning in the next series some of the disadvantages of electric vehicles as compared to gas vehicles. I hope you join me for them. Until next time, take care.